friend Atul, always my friend Krishna on the right.
The road is sometimes never smooth, it's bumpy. So the times that when we were in college and as students, and we had, it was fun life, it was carefree many a times, but always, we felt that there was the small institution had some people such as yourself who gave us assurances that you are not away from home. It was always the feeling that we never left home. So we were, although it was an institution where it was a college and we were going to school, we felt like we were not in school, we were at home because we felt like you were our parents or guardians, and especially you, sir, because most people, most students, as vulnerable as they were at that age and times when there was little money in their pockets, in our pockets, I should say, and just being there and your reassurances always helped us a lot. And for me, especially, I think, I felt that you especially, all of us, including some of my very dear friends, we always talked about the fact that you are so honest and sincere in your approach to not just teaching, but also the compassion that you showed for students in the college, helping them all the time, whether it was something that happened that day in their life or something that they had some financially they were in need or whatever else that may be. Always had an ear. You were listening to them, trying to help them. And most of those people, including myself, can never forget the fact that you were always there, and besides the fact that you were our teacher, which was fundamental to it, but the other side of it, the care and the compassion that you showed, which was so essential, those days. And obviously, I live in a different world now. But I look back and I see that our school was special. And what made it special was people such as you, sir. And there is no words to describe how, we were all in that little institution of ours as one family. And it really, really struck home as after we left that institution, that how much we missed it, how much we missed those days, and yeah, obviously we cannot bring those days back, but we can relive those memories and we can always cherish those memories. And we thank you for all of the wonderful times that you gave us and the help and the care. And it's just amazing. Yeah. So, like I said, sometimes hard to describe what we feel, but it's always in our hearts and our minds. And most of my friends, my dear friends that I talk to, you know, we always felt that, while there were some teachers who were more businesslike or that they were well-meaning maybe, but they never had the approach that you had. And also, you were a sports person. You always wanted people to be alive in the college, not just be bookworms, but also be into athletics or other sports activities or things like that. You kind of you're pushing them to getting into extracurricular activities, and and you will stand in the corridors and you will watch these guys in the evening. They wouldn't go home because they have to get past you. So you're like, no, 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 you're not going home. You're getting into this sports activity. So, which is always fun, And I mean, of course, we all love sports anyway. For me, especially, it's always good. But
My,
there is,
my attempt to make you all as a sportsman in the life also is given you an
Yeah.
advantage, right?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. It makes you a complete human being. I totally believe that, and so now I look back and I say, yeah, it was a wonderful experience and our school was special. And again, what made it special was people such as you, sir.
You
Yeah, and
had a band of a lot of friends in the college in those days, and I used to, you know, always advise your group so how we should be and how we should feel that we are from that institution, that government dental college, Bangalore, wherever we go. And I think
right.
under your leadership, many of our students were feeling proud to be a student of government dental college, Bangalore. Uh,
Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
were a leader at that time.
So called, yes.
So called, you
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was fun. I felt that, and most of my friends looked up to me as a student leader, and it was a responsibility in some ways. And it kind of weighed on me sometimes, but however, it was fun. And I have a good group of friends, and we always had great camaraderie, and we looked after each other's backs, and and they were good people. Basically, they all became good citizens in their own ways, and very successful in many ways in life, which is so nice to see. And so went far, I guess, and but again, it goes back to the core of where we were in that institution, and the education and the discipline and all of the other fun things that we did together. I think the school was special, very very special, and I think people were envious of us. If we think back at the MBBS students who were there, some of our friends, always were envious of our life in government dental college. And whether it is the sports day or whether it was the college day functions, and they would all come and watch our college day functions because they felt that dental college day function was special. And But yeah, so it was always nice. And again, thanks to people such as you, sir, and you were one of the most admired and revered teacher of our times. And you never ever acted as the other teachers did. You were, very approachable, very caring and compassionate, and which is what made it special. And I thank you for all that.
Yeah, you were a very dynamic person. You started your practice in Bangalore, and then you made your way to United States of America way back, and still I am in contact with you for certain help, and you do it very quickly for me. So I have to say that thank you very much for helping me all the time whenever I requested you. And
Uh,
I remember that when I visited Los Angeles, you traveled all the way up to from Barbara to Saint Barbara to airport and took me straight to your home and spent time with you. And you took me to the Las Vegas for the fun what we had in that Las Vegas. What do you call that game
Casinos and yes.
casinos? And of course, because of you, Shiv Shankar, and mainly Shiv Shankar, you, Ramesh, and all those people. They were all very receptive for me when I visited Los Angeles. And you have arranged 2, 3 get together from our graduates from our government dental college, Bangalore. So it was very nice for me. Even Mr. Ashwataya was very friendly in those days, and he was one of the person who was also as welcoming me. He was one of my favorite students when he was in a GDC, and a
Oh,
brilliant student he was. Uh,
see.
Now later on, I think we lost contact with most of those people, but only I think our friend Shankar, Shiv Shankar is not keeping a good health. He's in Alzheimer's or something. Somebody was told
Yeah,
me.
dementia. Yeah,
Mm,
correct. Unfortunately, yes, he's not doing well.
not me.
It is, unfortunate that he came down with dementia and he's in an institution. And yeah, so sad. It's very sad, but it is life, and so
But his
nothing we can do to change that.
are doing well. I think is it one person.
Yes, his children are all doing well, and yeah, so yeah, they. I mean, obviously, they're all very saddened by what happened to him. He was
I
a good man, and yeah,
him last when our Chief Minister Yediyurappa became the first time, vice Chief Minister with the Kumaraswamy. Then he was to become a Chief Minister from the Bharatiya Janata Party. So at that time,
right.
I had a call. I talked to him. That was the last
Oh,
I had with him. After
I see.
that,
Mm.
he is not well because Kiche Shetty mentioned to me once that he is not well. Anyhow,
Yes, sir.
he was also a very good friend of ours. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
uh, now,
yeah.
how is our circle of GDC in Los Angeles or what do you call in United States of America?
Uh, I think few years ago, in 2000, maybe almost 10 years ago now,
Hmm.
more than 10 years now, actually, I started an alumni group in the US.
GDC World Group.
Uh, yeah, in GDC, Government Talent College Bangalore alumni group. And so the first meeting was almost 10 years ago, was in Las Vegas, actually. And so a fair number of people came to that meeting, and then we kept growing. And the second meeting was in Orlando, I think,
Hmm.
and the numbers were bigger. And the previous, the 2017, we had a fairly large meeting. It was on a cruise ship, actually. We started in
And
LA,
football and all the
correct?
people have got attended.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we gathered in Los Angeles, and we boarded the cruise ship in LA and went on a 3-day cruise. And it was the most fun filled experience we've had. And almost everybody had such a wonderful time. But more importantly, I think getting everyone here, and about 160 people came from outside,
Mhm.
including from India, from England, from UK, from Australia, and it was a lot of fun. And we missed you at that time. Actually, it was yeah. So we were talking about it. It would have been fun to have you because when we talk about fun, it's all your name is in the top of the list.
What
So,
happened is, as you know, that I got a green card. I visited
right.
2, 3 times just for a week, and then I used to disappear from United States. Later on, you know, visiting USA with my wife every year is a very
Yeah.
expensive proposal.
Correct. Right. Right.
Is what I can do in the United States. This was my thinking because I got that green card very late.
Right.
Of
Right.
course, my green card expired, so I did not apply for a visa. So I was not in
Yeah. Yeah.
travel United States.
Uh-huh. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah. Yeah.
Still, that green card expired, and I don't have a visa to travel also.
I see. No, I'm sure you'll get a visa, but yeah, it's something that I wanted to organize the gathering, and the 2017 was the largest gathering we've had, and I think that was a catalyst to everything that happened from then. And now, since then, we met one more time.
Hmm.
Dr. Maya Prabhu, she's an endodontist now in New Jersey.
Hmm.
She was the president after me because I gave up the as the president of the alumni here
Hmm.
because I'd done it for 10 years here, and I said, it's time for me to pass on the torch to somebody else. So she became the president, and so she was there for 2 years, and then we met in New Jersey 2 years ago. And then I proposed Dr. Suresh's name as the next
Which is
president.
very
So he's in Phoenix, Arizona.
uh married with Usha, no?
Phoenix,
Married with
Dr. Usha's husband. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so,
And they both are in
Usha.
Phoenix. What's that?
The small Usha, not the big Usha. Usha,
Small Usha. Yeah, correct, correct, correct. Yeah, she used to be Usha Mummy Gatti when she was in college. And then she became Dr. Usha Suresh.
two
Yes.
Ushas in the same class, no? One is
Oh, yeah.
this bigger and another one is smaller. This is short, the other one is tall.
That's all correct, correct.
So they
Yeah. So,
got married.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was Dr. Suresh was actually in LA initially,
Hmm.
and we were very close at that time. Then he moved to Phoenix. Yeah, so we remained in touch. Yeah, so he is the current president of the alumni in the US, and so we have not had a meeting because of COVID last year. And so it was supposed to happen this year, not last year. It was supposed to happen every 2 years. We have the national the meeting, and but now it will be next year in 2022. Yeah. So.
Because I am in that same group all which you have created. So I see
Oh.
a lot of conversation going on between our old friends.
I see. I didn't know that. Oh, that's good to hear. It's good to know that you're also in that
That
group.
world group, no? World
Yes. Yes. World group. Yeah. Correct.
always, make some comments on that world group also. Well, because most of the people are known to me, but there are some graduates whom I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. Younger ones. Yeah. Correct.
Lakshmi is very active in that group. So
Yeah. Yeah. She's an orthodontist in Boston,
Boston.
near Boston.
Ah,
She's a GDC graduate, and she came here and did her
came,
orthodontics in
I had a talk
Tufts.
with her. She telephoned to me.
Uh-huh.
Talked to her. She was in. I think she's from Gujarat. Is she from Gujarat? No.
No, no, no. She's from Bangalore.
Said she went for some lecture in Gujarat or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's always lecturing.
Hmm.
She likes that kind of setting,
She's an
and
author.
she's very smart orthodontist. Yeah, she's a very bright student from
I also
college.
see that one Bhavana. Bhavana,
Yes,
she's in United States, right?
she's in Michigan. Yeah, she's in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah,
That girl from Gujarat.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah, her husband is a cardiologist
I
actually.
see.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So there's I've been to their house in Detroit. Yeah,
Are they?
in Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan. Hmm.
Yes, yes. Yeah. And because I at that time I was in this is a long time ago, and I was in St. Louis, Missouri, and then I visited the Ramon in Chicago, and then we all went to
Someone
Detroit.
reported to me once about our Jairam Shetty, that
Yes, yes, yes,
brother's
yes.
son's wedding or something. Son?
Yeah, yeah. That was the son's wedding. Correct.
Son.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
His children both are there in Chicago only.
Chicago. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I met him again at my one of my relatives' wedding. Actually, my wife's side.
Hmm.
The wedding was in Chicago, and he had attended that wedding. Yeah. So
How are your children now? What are they doing?
both the children are here. My daughter is a physician here in Santa Barbara. So she's in the hospital here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she did her internal medicine boards
Ah,
and residency, and so she's practicing here in the hospital.
hmm.
It's called the Sansom Clinic. The hospital, the name of the hospital is Sansom Clinic,
Ah,
and so she's very close to me. Not about 10 minutes from my house, actually.
hmm.
In fact, I was at her house this evening. So and so she has two kids, and so she's busy. And my son was also here until recently, but just about 2 months ago, he joined an MBA program at the University of Southern California.
California.
So yeah, so he moved to LA, which is about an hour from here, an hour 15 minutes from here. But he comes here quite often actually. So yeah, yeah.
Your daughter is
Mhm.
married now, right?
The daughter is married, and she's the one who has two kids.
I see.
Yeah, yeah. So she's the one who is here, and her husband is an engineer.
Engineer.
And yeah, so yeah, she has two kids. She's the one I was talking about. I was at her house recently. I mean, I was this evening. I was at her house. Sorry. Yeah. So my son is not married, but he might get married because he has a girlfriend now. So yeah,
American way of thinking, right?
yeah, yeah. So in fact, we're fortunately
That
his girlfriend is sorry.
they are born and brought up there.
Right, right, right. Yeah. But luckily, he's very Indian thinking. His girlfriend's parents are from India,
Oh, I see.
and yeah, and she's also, by the way, a physician. So she finished her residency from Sinai Hospital in LA.
Ah,
So now she just got a job at Sinai Hospital. And most likely she'll settle here anyway. So
good.
we are lucky in that sense.
So you are still practicing, or
Yes, sir. I'm practicing. I'm only working 4 days a week now. I stopped working on Fridays a few years ago. I have worked on Fridays in some years. I work once in a while if it's a big case and some emergencies I see on Fridays, but generally work Monday through Thursday. And I did a lot of other education after coming here. And so I was part of the Nathology group for a long time here.
see, Nathology?
And so, yes, there was a Stuart Nathology
We
group.
developed an Nathology center here
I
in
see.
our
Okay.
college, and we have
Uh-huh.
named it after our Dr. Solomon, E.G.R. Solomon.
Oh, Dr. Solomon. Yes, yes, yes. I
He
remember.
brought
Yeah.
Nathology to our institution.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was a long time ago, Dr. Solomon. Yeah. Yeah. So
You
I did.
you have any collections of articles on Nathology and all? You can email to me.
Yes, sir. I can do that.
I'm
Yeah.
no more in the
Yeah.
college, but
Ah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
interested in many things.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. I was also part of the Spear group in Phoenix. No, sorry, in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Ah,
Spear Institution, and I became a faculty club member at the Spear. And Spear, actually, their philosophy is a little different. But Frank Spears is the one who actually started it, and it's a wonderful institution actually. So they talk about comprehensive.
Chetan Hegde, no? Who Chetan Hegde?
Yeah.
Uh, he was a student of ours.
Uh,
He's a
uh,
professor and head in the prosthetic department.
I see.
Chetan Hegde.
Uh, ah,
Chetan Hegde is actually, Jaishil Punja. You know Jaishil Punja?
yes, 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 yes.
Grandson, daughter's son.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, I see. Oh,
he's heading there, but he's done a lot of work on Nathology.
Chetan, I know him well actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, his mom is, they're very close to mine because my brother-in-law's cousin.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
His
So,
father was a doctor. He's no more now. Died long back.
oh, his father?
Yeah, his father. Yeah. He,
Oh, I see.
Nagapadu wrote to go. There was
Uh,
a PA, no, what is his name? I forgot his name. Some Shetty. Nagapadu
uh,
PA.
oh, I see.
Others,
Uh, I see. Oh, Chetan Hegde.
Chetan
Yeah.
Hegde. Oh, he's
Oh, he,
done a lot of work. He's taking a lot of lectures on PMJ and occlusions and all those things.
I see. Oh,
Recently,
okay.
Dr.
Very good.
Solomon, who was with us for so many years, and he
Right.
introduced this nathology in our institution. Actually,
I see.
I could say, because the nathology was not known in India.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. We never knew that nathology was such a big field.
We wanted to have a place in his name. So a lot of
I
his
see.
collections which are there, like articulators, work, and other things, they are put in
Uh-huh.
It's called as a Dr. Solomon's Natology Center.
Oh wow, I see. Okay. Wow,
I will ask,
that's very nice.
I may ask him to make a small video and send it to me, and I will send it to you.
Yes, please. Yeah, please. Yeah, yeah. That'll be nice. Yeah, it became once I started, of course, I'm now talking 30 years ago, I joined the Nathology group here. And, but that changed my practice essentially here. And then started doing a lot of full mouth reconstruction cases. And
A lot of
so,
rehabilitation in our institution. That is one of the major exercise for all our postgraduate students here.
oh, is it? I see. Oh, very nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But now,
So,
now with the implants coming, everything is changing.
yeah.
So I'm trying to push the nathology concept into the implantology also.
Yeah. Why? I mean, nathology won't go away just because implants come into existence.
No, not
In
like
fact,
no.
yeah.
What I'm saying is today what has become, I think, implant was mostly adventured by the surgeons and periodontists, less of a prosthodontist. They don't
Right,
understand what is an occlusion, what is a dental arch.
right,
They
right,
just
right,
think,
right,
put implant anywhere and then make some
correct,
dummy tooth without understanding
right.
biology of a tooth.
That's
Tooth
correct.
has got a
Yeah.
biology. Each individual tooth has got a biology.
Yeah, correct, correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So that's so true.
I am pressing more on that. What should be the ideal occlusion?
Yes, 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 yes.
Implant
Yeah,
support processes. See, when
yes, yes.
people now what they do is they because the cost is going to be more, they don't do the full mouth rehabilitation. They just put one
Oh,
molar or last two premolars, to reduce the cost. Just give an
uh,
anterior teeth so that people will smile and speak. But hardly there is
right,
any
right,
occlusion. That's a small occlusion
right.
for them to chew.
Yeah. Yeah. So a recipe for failure, basically. That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, you can always do shortcuts and short-term therapies, but at least in this country, I think there is more people are more receptive to treatment, and so I'm fortunate in that sense that I was able to actually get people to come and go through treatment, and it helped me that I was trained by some of the good people in nathology, especially the Stewart Nathology group. Charlie Stewart started that group I mean, even before me. I'm sure you've heard of Stewart Articulator.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Charlie Stewart started it. Yeah,
The hinge articulator is started long back.
yeah, correct, correct. So he was at USC and he lived about 30 minutes away from me. He passed away in 1988, actually.
Dawson's concept is done by our
Yeah,
Shetty's son in Bangalore. Some courses he's doing it on Dawson concept.
he did Dawson's. Yeah, correct. Yeah, from Florida. Yeah. So, I mean, he's very good. He actually adopted Charlie Stewart's principles, and essentially, the fundamentals are the same, but they always put different names. Whether it is Dawson or there's Squires or Spear or whoever.
His book is a very excellent book, and he's inclusive of all those biological aspects, anatomical aspects.
Dawson's book you're talking about.
Is excellent.
Yeah, yeah. I have that book, Pete Dawson's book. Yeah. Very nice. I have attended many of his lectures and all that. Yeah, so very smart person and very, very intelligent.
So it's good that you have taken up the interest of the prosthodontists.
Yeah, yeah. So as at that time, I think this was about
all the way and taught us our first batch of student the gold using of
gold. Yes, yes, gold foil. Yes, yes. Yeah. So at that time, I was taking the board exams. And
student Mitra says she's a little fond of now this gold inlays now. There is some movement taking place among the conservative that to start gold fillings. Because
gold fillings. I see. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
So she says you showed us a demonstration in way back.
Yes.
Also here, right? At that
I'm
time,
sorry.
you left the equipment which you got it from USA to left it here.
Correct. Yeah. Right. Yes. Yes. Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what he has done with that.
Yeah. 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 A long time ago. Yeah. 85, 86.
No more. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. He passed away. Yeah. So yeah, it was nice. And
Oh, this
so
American, your life is still remembering what we have spent in those 4 years in GDC Bangalore. And
yes, sir.
for me, it looks my life in GDC Bangalore was the best, though I was a very junior teacher. Why it is best? Because I lived with my students.
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah. And you, like I said earlier, and for us in the whole of that college, there were some teachers that we liked better more than others, but we were much closer to you than most anyone else in that institution.
So that's why
And
I still love that institution.
yes, yeah, correct, yeah, yeah. It always brings back memories when you go there. And
I love all those graduates, one and all,
yeah,
because I remember that I associated with them for almost 10 hours a day.
yes, correct, correct, correct. Yeah, like I said, when people were leaving in the evening, you were standing there, they couldn't leave. So, yeah. So they were at, at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock when they wanted to leave. They couldn't leave because you were there. So they're there from 8 to whatever. So it was fun. And I still, think back and I miss those days sometimes. So obviously we've come a long ways.
No, I recently had a conversation like you was with the Rizwan.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Rizwan was mentioning all the time your name. You see, all the time he was mentioning Jairam Rai. Jairam was his best friend. No?
Correct. Yes, 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 yeah. From Mysore, yes. Mysore Jaram. Yeah. He just sent me a message today, actually. We were always together, and I used to travel to Mysore to visit with Jairam or Rizwan. And so his parents were very close to me, and also, yeah. So it's of course, his parents are no more. So Jairam's parents also have passed away. So yeah, it's a long time, so many years ago now. So we were just remembering.
How long you have visited India now?
So the last time I was there in 2018, sir, for that Diamond Jubilee, I was there.
Oh,
But I wanted to come back.
I didn't attend that because that Diamond Jubilee. I think some
Yes,
problem was there for me to go there.
yeah, we didn't. I didn't. Yeah, you were not there. It was very nice, and we had I think the second or the third day we had a get together at that resort just outside of Bangalore.
Yes, it was a nice organ, nicely done.
Yes, it was very nicely done, and it was a lot of fun, and especially meeting a lot of people.
Yeah,
And I always tell people that that a chance like that, I want to go and meet people because I don't know if I'll see them again next time. So, and we have lost so many of our college mates or teachers, and so it's kind of sad in a way when I look at some of the pictures and I see, okay, so many people are no longer
first batch
there.
friends, first batch. I was the first batch student. Among
Right.
now, me, Hyder Ali, Nanaya, Matu,
Uh-huh.
and
I
Nana.
see.
Only 5 of us
Uh-huh.
are, I think, alive now.
Oh, I see. I see.
His
Yeah.
Krishnamurti is passed away. You know it.
Yes, 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 yes.
Now
Yeah.
passed away recently. That is
Who did?
Narayan Rao.
Narendra, yeah, correct. Dr. Narendra passed away, yeah, a few years ago, yeah, right.
Then Sidramaya was passed away long back.
Yeah, right.
Hebbali. No, I think we were 9 people. When Deshpande was there, he left. Now
I
we have
see.
survived people are only me, Mrityunjaya, Konda Reddy.
Oh,
Konda
Konda yeah, right.
Reddy is alive, but he is in dementia.
Oh, see.
At the last we met in his house when Mrityunjay came
Oh,
away from USA. We met
oh, I see.
2, 3 years back at the Kondareddy's place.
Oh,
We had a dinner and lunch and all those things together.
uh-huh. I see.
Rali was there, Nanaya was there.
Hmm.
Narayan Bhatt was not there.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I think he was in, Dr. Kondareddy was in HMP or something.
He was HMT. He was in HMT.
Yeah, yeah.
Later on, other people with whom I graduated, now Jagdish is no more. Hari Prakash,
Yes. Right.
the 7 of
Yeah,
us, uh, me, Krishnamurti, Nazir Ahmad,
uh-huh.
Jagdish, uh,
Correct.
Prakash,
Yeah.
Hebali was there in that 7 of us. We had a
Yeah, I saw Dr. Jagdish 2 months before, I think 3 months before he passed away. I was in, when I came for the 2018 Golden Jubilee, I made it a point to go see him. And at that time, I didn't know, he was never, obviously, it was not diagnosed at that time, his cancer. And I was so lucky to have met him at his house. And then right after I came back, I was told that he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And then he passed away a few months after that. And
very few months. I
yeah,
went to him,
yeah,
I went specially from here to Bangalore.
yeah.
He was one of the best person whom we had in our circle.
No doubt about that. And he was, I think, one of the few like you. He was also well respected, and yeah. So it was very saddening when I realized that he was gone. Yeah. So yeah, we've lost a few good people in
Yeah.
college.
So recently, for my 80th birthday, my friend made a media conference.
I see.
With one Mr. Goyal and Anand Bose, Mahesh Verma, Nagesh, then Gopakumar. 80 years now, I can proudly say that I am senior most citizen of the country. I love my people whom I spent life for so many years. I think almost 55 years, 56 years. We all spent in the fraternity. There are so many things which has happened in our life. I know the feelings of the people. That's all.
Yeah. But it's amazing that you don't look anywhere close to being, say, 80, which is very nice.
It's all because of love and inspirations from my students.